StudyIQ IAS, अब तैयारी हुई अफोर्डेबल।
May I come in, sir?
Come in, please.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, Ankur, Kumar.
Sir.
You've taken some attempts already?
Sir.
How many?
This is my third attempt, sir.
Third attempt.
Sir.
And you set up some startup also.
Sir.
Very interesting. What is that startup about?
Sir, the startup is named Kriya Labs, and there Kriya Labs.
Uh-huh.
And there we are developing technologies to convert agricultural residues, like the paddy straw, etc., to sustainable packaging items like paper plates, paper cups, paper bags, these kind of items. So the idea was, sir, that we decentralize the manufacturing of such kind of items at a local place, so that value is added to such residues at farms, and farmers do not burn that, sir.
So what residues, what crop residues are used? Wheat, paddy?
Sir, our technology is agnostic to any kind of crop residue, provided there is enough fiber length so that we are able to make some non-woven material.
Yeah, what are these, requisite fiber kind of crops? Which particular crops you are referring to?
Sir, the paddy straw, wheat straw, and bagasse. These three we have tried, sir.
And how long you been with this?
Sir, I graduated in 2017, and it was my college project that then I converted into a startup company, and I decided to part ways from it in 2021, sir.
Taking your experience,
sir,
on this, normally how long it takes for a startup to settle down and start doing well?
In general, there are two kinds of startup. Firstly, there are software-based startup, and secondly, there are hardware and manufacturing-based startup.
Good.
So in the software-based startup, the iteration cycle is very less. As in, you can always make some products, try it out in the market, and continuously do a feedback. There, the general idea is that within 2 to 3 years, you have a good scalable business. But in the hardware startups, sir, it takes a considerable amount of time of, let's say, 5 years, 6 years, something like that, sir.
Is that because of the startup that you have opted out of all other services except top IAS and IPS?
So last year, sir, I got selected into IRS Customs and Indirect Taxes. So I have joined that and taken 1 year extraordinary leave, sir.
Oh, so you are already in the service?
Sir.
In the civil service?
Sir.
That's the reason. And how long leave you've taken?
1 year, sir.
They give you 1 year to write this exam, or what kind of leave is it?
So this is without pay leave, and the idea is to give examination, sir. We have provided the reason that we are opting for the leave for appearing in the next cycle of examination.
Without pay leave is called what?
Extraordinary. What we have taken is extraordinary leave, sir.
Extraordinary. Bihar politics.
Sir.
Shall we talk about it?
Sure, sir.
Today's development of Shri Lalan Singh leaving JDU.
Sir, I am aware about this.
You are aware of it, that he has left?
Sir, I am aware that there is some internal political dynamics going on in that specific political party, sir.
He has left, and the chief minister has also become the party chief.
Sir.
You are not aware of that?
Sir, I am aware that there are some ongoing talks regarding it, but I'm not sure whether it has been confirmed or not, sir.
Okay, it's been confirmed. So what I want to ask you is, would you hazard a guess that Lalan Singh will join some other party?
Sir, I think that it is the beauty of democracy that it is up to an individual.
My question. Straight answer.
I'm not sure, sir.
What about this census-based, caste-based census, sorry.
Sir.
What is your take on that? It started with your state. They have completed it.
Sir.
They have followed up with, other related actions.
Sir.
So what is your take on this? Whether this model should be followed by other states?
Sir, I think that such kind of survey are intended to provide a better idea of what kind of demographies are there in the society. And perhaps if we can utilize it in a bona fide manner, then it can perhaps result in good perlocation of public welfare services, sir.
What is your assessment? Would it be used genuinely, or it may not be used genuinely?
Sir, in my personal opinion, I think that we have considerable amount of data in the socio-economic caste census as well. And the risks of such kind of data being used for political motivations is a bit higher. So I would incline more towards the socio-economic caste census and the data which we have relevantly available, sir.
Okay, my last question to you relates to your hobby,
sir.
Writing Hindi poems.
Sir.
How frequently do you write?
Sir, it is more about expressing the inner dilemma and contradictions whenever I feel like. On an average, like around 3 months, 4 months, whenever I feel that there is some ongoing conflict within me, sir.
So it's all about conflict and dilemmas.
Generally, it is the theme, sir.
How many? What is the collection like?
So I've written around 10 poems.
Thought of publishing them?
So actually, I have not objectively analyzed those poems, so I'm not sure whether these can be published or not. But
Worthy of publication. That's what your doubt is.
I think so, sir.
Can we have some namuna? Let's say 1-2 paragraphs from a poem.
Sir, it goes like कि ख्यालों में तो लगता पूरा जहाँ ही है, मनोवेग सी गति कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँचा देती है, कुछ बातों का सृजन, कुछ बातों का स्मरण, कभी कभी तो लगता हकीकत सा ही है, परिस्थितियों के खुले जोड़ ख्यालों में मिल जाते हैं, मनोवांछित बुनाई हो तो कभी पर्वत कभी तूफान से लड़ जाते हैं.
बढ़िया, बढ़िया.
It goes something like that.
These days you don't have to go and publish in a hard bound book or something. You can always start like your startup. You can start another startup, another blog or something, and publish on those, isn't it?
Sure, sir. I'll think on it, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
E-portals.
Yes,
I was going through your dive and it says you have taken some patent also.
sir.
Could you brief us?
It was in the startup which we were working. So we had developed a process so that such kind of agricultural residues can be converted into pulp, and that pulp can be converted into paper and other kind of items. So the kind of process which is currently followed requires 100 tons per day kind of a machinery, which happens essentially in paper mills, sir. What we have tried to do is we have narrowed the end user products, like we are only making paper plates and paper bowls, and we do not want to make it white. So because of such specificity in the process, we are able to do the whole process within a scale of 5 tons per day. So such kind of machinery can be decentralized near to the farmer, sir.
As you are active in this field,
Sir.
and you have been based in Delhi also, parali burning
Sir.
is quite an issue. Have you ever thought of connecting with the farmers on this issue and evolving some process which can be helpful economically to those people also?
Sir, that was our core intention, sir. We visited the farmers there in Punjab and Haryana, and if I may quote them, they say कि धुआं पहले हमारे घर में जाता है, फिर दिल्ली जाता है. So our main idea was that if we are able to let's say provide them 3 rupees or 4 rupees per kg the cost of raw material, then they are more than motivated enough to collect the straw and provide it to a processing facility. That is what our idea was based on, sir.
Is it possible to converge what you have patented and what their need is?
So I think that it can be converted. However, apart from the technology, there are other parts also, like how we are able to develop the business model, what quality of machinery are we getting into, what is the kind of contracts we have with particular farmer. Such kind of factors would need to be taken into account to make it a sustainable business, sir.
Supposing you get into police service,
Sir.
how will that help in this project?
Sir, the core idea of having of being in civil services is perhaps to be in touch with
No, I am specific about police service.
Sir.
Supposing you get into police service,
Sir.
how will you carry both the activities simultaneously and successfully?
So as of now, I have thought about 2 approaches. The first would be that I'll be advising private people who are themselves willing to carry forward this project independently. And the second would be that in whatever area which I am posted, I'll share my ideas with the concerned administrative servant and also influential people of civil society who have that kind of risk appetite, who can set up such kind of businesses. Or perhaps motivate some FPOs or women self-help groups as well. Perhaps connect them with relevant bank officials to get the finance and the technology as well from my end, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Ankur, you have been to this since StudyIQ earlier also.
Last year, sir.
Last year you have been, I remember that.
Sir.
Told you that you will be surely selected. But for the other services you have been. Now you are trying only for IAS and IPS,
Sir.
these 2 services. Now tell me about the Women Safety Bill which has been changed recently. Can you throw some light? The name of the CRPC has also been changed by the Act of Parliament. and women's safety bill.
Sir, the women's
What is the provisions has been kept if the rape takes place? Some latest supposed to be enacted.
sir, in the recent
Recent.
Bharatiya
Just recent.
Nyaya Sanhita,
Yes.
the provision is that if somebody is having a consensual relation with a woman with a promise of marriage, then he can be booked for a criminal offence, sir. That is what I am able to recall, sir.
But lastly, there have been some hue and cry that if women is raped, then the punishment should be the death penalty or something of that sort.
I'm
Anyway,
sorry.
you can check on it, no problem. This tunnel fiasco recently in Uttarakhand. Have you heard of that?
Sir.
Can you throw some light how it took place and how it was manipulated, finally saved people?
To my knowledge, firstly, there was not enough provision of an exit strategy from that tunnel, which had to be there if one followed the standard operating procedure of construction. And secondly, sir, as far as the extraction part is concerned, we were able to catalyze many agencies. I think there were 6 agencies which were working, but finally we were able to call the rat hole miners, and in an indigenous manner we were able to retrieve those lives, sir.
Do you remember the objectives of NAM, Non-Aligned Movement? What are the objectives?
Sir, I'm not aware of the exact objectives, but the overall idea was to not align with any of the 2 power blocks at that particular point of time, sir.
That is of course true. So that's why this is non-aligned.
Sir.
But what are the objectives? Can you read over it? Okay, Tyagi ji.
So, Ankur, first of all, don't you think you getting into IPS would be a loss to our society, considering you have amazing startup acumen, and we need more people like you who can create job, be more innovative, bring solution to the problem. You already have inclination towards sustainability. So, how do you justify that?
So firstly, I think that startup or entrepreneurship in general is a way of life, and it has provided me an experience of how one can develop an attitude to solve problems daily, and talk to various kinds of people and understand their version of the problem. And therefore, even if I am in let's say police services, then the startup experience has made me a person who can understand the problems better and can try to solve it in a multidimensional manner.
So, you want to lead an impactful life, right? An impactful life you are chasing.
Sir.
So, don't you think that impact on a larger canvas is possible in startup as well?
Sir, startup can also offer such kind of impact, but while being in civil services, it actually mitigates my own personal risk. And apart from that, it provides the scale and impact of having the opportunity to physically manifest my ideas. So that is why I decided to move out of startup and join civil service.
Okay, so mitigate your own risk. So, do you consider yourself as a risk-averse person?
Sir, I think that I am a risk-taking person in the sense of trying to solve a problem with different agendas, with different ideas. But there are several factors which are beyond my own personal control. That is where I think that if there is peace in my own personal life, then perhaps it will give me a more creative space to think upon, sir.
Okay. There was a debate regarding India as a nation state or state nation. So Dr. B.R. Ambedkar preferred to call state nation. So what's your take on it?
Sir, I believe that India, because it is a union of states, that is where we can call it as the state nation, in fact, which represents the ideals of diverse backgrounds of state. But then also there is a sense of integrity, there is a sense of unity which reflects the idea of India, sir.
And what about nation state?
So what I can understand that it is the other way around. If there is certain kind of contracts between the state or a certain kind of federation which is being followed, let's say in US, then that would be a nation state, I think.
Can you pinpoint some positive aspects of caste politics on Indian democracy?
There are many instances where we can definitively say that caste represent class. And therefore, caste politics essentially provides us the problems of various classes of people. And secondly, it also provides us the demographic idea of how many people, the gender of people of different sections of the society, and therefore it objectively helps in the policy formulation and providing affirmative action policies, providing specific financial and technical help also, sir.
Okay, so you believe that caste politics has already, you can say, made some positive impact the way policies are made, the way our institutions are made, right?
I think so, sir.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you, sir.
I should say what? Thank you, and request you to please wait for a little while.
Sure, sir.
We get you back.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You are absolutely outstanding.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sure that firstly you should have that confidence
Sir.
in your own self that you are going to get through, since you made limited choices, and obviously these are the only ones that you would like to get into. So वो तो confidence होना चाहिए, but your work, to put up a good show,
Sir.
that must not be diluted with the fact that you are already into revenue services and you got a startup.
Sir.
So result क्या होता है कि one takes it a little lightly. Now small example is this only. Most of the time you've been through the UPSC interview. They'll ask you headlines of the day. What is so special about, what headlines attracted you?
Sir.
So like you were not clear about Lalan's leaving and this golden day, which is a day previous day's development. So idea is that you should absolutely keep yourself updated
Sir.
with the current events. Not only the current events of the day, but current events of past, let's say about 6-7 months. There is so much to talk about and ask about issues which are very relevant to the IPS and IAS particularly.
Sir.
Some of the activities underground, illegal activities, where the officers have been hounded, they have been persecuted.
Sir.
So, I mean, all those, past events, developments, both negative and positive, relating to these two services.
Sir.
And of course, the current events of the recent month, what is happening in the country and international community. A lot of burning issues. Are we close to the next world war with these events? Where are they dragging us? Or the war, why war tends to linger on, and things like that. All the very best. You will do very well. You have that confidence. You are very logical. You take a stand, and you are very clear about what you are talking. These are very, very plus points.
Sir.
Take care. All the best.
So any negative points?
No
No,
negative.
just a word of caution from him. Don't be complacent.
Sir.
Don't be complacent.
Read
वो हो जाता
newspaper.
है थोड़ा सा. मतलब ये है कि like late night news bullets and next mornings and then some analysis on these things, and not only the news. I mean, there will be a lot of questions on your interest in all these startups and why come into civil services and things like. इस पे you should have very clear and firm answers. ये risk वाला जो जवाब है ये ठीक है, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's good enough. Yeah, more convincing answer on that. You must be thorough, and thorough you will become only by, whatever time you have, you got full 1 month.
Sir.
So, every day's dedicated hours to brush up your area of your domain, subject, and why engineers tend to choose a longer route to come into the civil services. Why not go for a simple graduation and sort of write IAS and save 1 year there?
Sir.
Generate a lot of questions on your DAF as well as on the events that go on, the developments that are taking place or have recently, come into serious debate, and India's concerns, particularly, although even if you have not opted foreign service, foreign relations with Pakistan, why they don't improve while China, who's a sworn enemy, and with China we continue to, be in talks. I mean, all the developments, all the ongoings, all the major headlines, you should be able to generate a couple of questions and answer them convincingly. Thank you.
ठीक है सर.
Thank you.
Thank you,
very
sir.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
StudyIQ IAS. अब तैयारी हुई अफोर्डेबल.